iBBiChat podcast. Coming up next.
Hey chatters,
I'm iBBi,
and I'm Bisola,
and welcome to another episode of the
iBBiChat podcast. Hi everyone, I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. We need to do a little bit of explaining. This week's episode is going to be very late. It'll probably be posted Friday. We are recording this video on the day we usually post. Yeah. So,
but we do have an excuse.
Not an excuse, but a very good reason why this week's episode is late. And I hope that you guys bear with us. Because like we said, life is currently still lifing.
Turns out Gostello ain't the only thing that wasn't my rough. The last thing that knocked me down didn't I come on and say that I got a car wreck?
Yes.
Okay, so we got the car wreck too, and now I had some gallbladder issues, and I had to say goodbye to my gallbladder the other day. So.
Yeah, she went to the emergency room on early Saturday morning and was released yesterday.
Yeah.
And she had
afternoon,
had to get her gallbladder removed.
So bear with us.
Yeah, so that's the reason why we weren't posting. We didn't have the opportunity to record. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, and again, we hope you guys continue to rock with us. We are still getting through just some rough patches, and apparently the good times just keep on rolling in, and there's literally nothing that we could do about it. So we just choose to keep remaining positive, as like we talked about in our last episode, choosing to see the light at the end of the tunnel and knowing that we are going to be off in a better place, even though we're continuously going through rough patches.
And I would tell y'all to pray for us, but I don't know who y'all praying to. So
keep positive energy. Please, please just send us positive energy.
They might be praying now. And
don't. If you not praying to if you praying to somebody that people would like look at you crazy about praying to, don't pray for me. I don't need your prayers. And that just is what it is. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Before we get into that, though, we would like to say thank you guys for continuing to rock with us. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below. And join the conversation. But yeah, with that being said, for this week's episode, we kind of thought about this yesterday, I think. Because again, we are going through
kind of like a cleansing era.
Yes.
And well, I don't want to say era because this is some shit that you got to continuously do throughout life.
And
so it's not
particularly what we're going to be talking about. I've been there, done that.
Me too.
This is past, but there's been a lot, and we're not specifically talking about any celebrity or celebrity gossip anymore, but we've been noticing that in the realm of celebrities, there's been a lot of people falling out with other people, a lot of just drama, frenemies, and all that type of stuff. And
fakeness, fake friends.
Yes, friends or foes. You don't know who your friends are. You don't know who your foes are. And a lot of times we, as in us regular people who we're not celebrities, we tend to bond with people and think that they're our friends, and it turns out that that person really does not like you. Mm-hmm. I've had I want to say in particular one instance that I can particularly think is only one time that I can think of, but I'm pretty sure that there's been a couple. But there was one time, and this was when I was in college. I'm not going to get into too many details right now because we're going to talk about it.
And I feel like we might have talked about some of these here and there before.
Yeah, but it left a sour taste in my mouth. And so now, like, I even to this day, I have PTSD with making friends because you just don't know who genuinely likes you and who really, like, people sometimes really hate you. They really hate you. And it's honestly scary. So yeah, we're going to be discussing that. So first, we kind of want to get into how do you spot a fake friend? So because I know you as well have dealt with fake friends or people who you thought were your friend and are not really your friend. How did you spot after everything has been said and done? How did you spot that person was not really your friend?
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that helped me spot it for real is separation. Mm-hmm. Once you apart from, and this can relate to any type of relationship,
right?
Relationship, friendship, mm-hmm. a partnership, anything. Once you separate, you really see how people really move and maneuver,
right?
And that when you, like they say, hindsight is 20/20. So when you get apart from them, you can see everything perfectly clear. But when you in there, you can't see how you're being treated, right? So that's how I did separation,
right? I would say how I kind of realized that I had a fake friend is how it was just like always like little jabs at me that were like, oh, you can't take a joke. It's just a joke. But when you sit back and you think about it, like I didn't make jokes like that towards this particular person. And we were like a set of 3 friends. And so it was always jokes from one particular person being made at me and not at the other person. She would be like comparing her and the other person towards me and saying the things that I don't have. And just like, look, like I remember one time in particular, these friends came over to my house and she said something like, oh, I see why blah, blah, blah is the way why she's a spoiled brat because of her house. And I'm like, what? Like, how am I a spoiled brat? And not to mention, this person was a grown woman at the time. I was 18 years old. This person was 21 years old and was picking at me. Anytime something happened, I was always the butt of the joke. So,
yeah. I mean, that's something that I realized once I got away.
Yeah. Like, a lot of time. Okay, so I know some people are, oh, well, it's just a joke. You can't take a joke. But a lot of times, jokes are rooted in
nasty.
Yeah. And it's just certain things just shouldn't be, especially if you're my so-called friend, like joking about the way that I look or things that I do or negatively talking about my personality and stuff. That's not.
Or wanting to see your friend wanting to see you fail.
Yeah,
that's I had that's that friend particularly wanted to see me fail. Like it was like some stupid shit. Like back in middle school, when I would like a boy or something, she would be so excited to tell another girl to tell the guy, just to put me on blast. Look, I was a straight shooter when I was younger. Like if I liked somebody,
they knew.
Yeah,
you told us like I was shooting my shot.
That always ended up bad for me. But yeah, I used to shoot my shot all the time and get shot down. So, but like it's like she was happy to see that result. So,
yeah, bringing. It brought her joy to see you get turned down and rejected.
Or any type of sadness that would come my way, kinda. Not any, but like a lot would bring that person joy.
And that's sick.
And
I understand y'all, because I know who you're talking about. I understand y'all were children, but
it is sick, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I kind of get on myself about that because I'm like, how could you not see that? Mm-hmm. And that brings to like how you felt when you realize that person wasn't your friend. Like that shit is hard.
Yeah,
I think that kind of breakup is probably worse than a relationship breakup. Mm-hmm. Like a best friend breakup, like that.
A person who you've told everything, who knows everything about you.
So hard. Like, like you said, I still got PTSD from it. That's why I have friends, but like as far as we doing this, we doing everything together. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is hard and it hurts, especially speaking back into this particular situation. When I finally decided that I'm just gonna cut this girl off, is because she was very erratic And I remember one time in particular, she told me that sometimes she gets so angry she sees red. And I was like, okay. Like she said she blacks out. She gets so angry. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a type of person that sounds like a dangerous person. Somebody that I don't want to be around. Somebody that could just like that can snap. And I don't want to be I value my life, and I don't want to be around somebody who gets so upset and gets so angry that they don't realize what they're doing. So I finally decided to end things, and she went behind my back and was doing like little petty stuff, like communicating with my ex-boyfriend, trying to have relations with him. When I was with him, she called him all types of negative names. And then she went back and tried to talk to him. And I was like, okay. And then with the age of social media, now when you have fallouts with people tend to get on platforms and air out all your business, which is the same thing that happened to me. And it's hard, especially when I think at the time I was like maybe 19 or 20 years old, getting on social media and seeing this person talk about me and seeing her friends or cousins or people who I had association with, because we were all like maybe not friends but associates at once, saying things about me, and they don't even know me.
And then sometimes it's when you see somebody that you did meet and you know them from them, you see them laughing at the post, and it's like, okay, she was talking about me the whole time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's hard because like you said, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, was plenty of red flags. There would be instances where, I don't know, she was just like, all her anger would always be directed towards me. And the type of person that I am, I know I'm not a perfect person, but if I find myself being a friend to you, or I feel that you're my family, or any type of, or if I have a close relationship to you, I feel the need to be your ride or die. Like I feel like I was always a good ass friend. Like there's such situations where she would be down or upset, I would go and make sure she was okay. But if it was me, it was never reciprocated.
Yeah. I always felt that too, being a better friend. Because this ain't just happened to me on one occasion. It happened to me on multiple occasions. Mm-hmm. But yeah, feeling like you were a better friend and feeling like you did for somebody that they would never do for you.
Right.
And I had to tell myself, like, at the end of the day, all that is, I could feel bad for myself, or I could just move on and like not trust nobody like that again. I'm just being honest. I'm keeping this subject 100. It's not that I don't have friends that I talk to and that look out for me. I really do. And I am thankful to God that I do have people that look out for me. Mm-hmm. But it's like, as far as I can see myself shutting down, and I hate to be that type of person, but I really am. And I really realized this because my husband told me a couple of weeks ago, we were just talking. He was like, you know what? You don't never bring nobody around. Like, you don't never have no friends around like you used to. And I'm like, duh. Do you not know?
You seen firsthand how things turned out. Yeah.
He's like, well, what happened to her? And I told him, he said, oh, yeah. And then he said, well, what happened to her? I'm like, it's not just me just making this thing up.
Right.
It's just, I cut myself off from people intentionally to prevent myself from getting hurt, and I don't trust women. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
except my mama and my sister. That's it.
And I'm a big advocate for women, but at the end of the day, I've been burned, and I'm not willing to let anybody get that close to me. Just because, again, I know how women are. A lot of times we are competitive. Even though I don't really compete with anybody, I don't try to outdo anybody. If I'm doing well, then I'm doing well. If you're doing well, I'm cheering for you. I want you to do well. But again, you doing well, and you're cheering them on when they have their highs. But when you have your highs, like, okay, or yo, little this or little that, and that's nasty. That's nasty, and I don't want to.
I just got the.
I don't want to deal with that anymore.
Over the time, that was when I was young. For the most part, most of that happened when I was like real in middle school, high school, and then some, a little bit in college. But yeah, I just got the confidence to say I don't deserve to be treated like that from nobody.
Right. And so then that's kind of a good segue into how do you end a relationship with a person who
that thing where you just disappear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just ghost.
Yeah.
Because you didn't treat me with no respect. You didn't really value the friendship. So why do I got to sit here and explain to you? People be like, we're too grown to not explain. Honey, you know how I feel because we done had conversations about this before. And it didn't resolve. So why would I continue to have a conversation with you about this?
The same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I got to go.
When it came to me in particular, like I had ended the friendship. I kind of told her, like, gave her a little sentiment and then just decided I'm done with it and washed my hands with it. But again, when we bring social media back into it, when you are being dragged on social media, because now the age I am, girl, do whatever you got to do. I ain't got time for it. But at the age of 18, 19, 20, I felt the need to explain myself. So she was already blocked. I had blocked her. I had blocked the dude that they was having entanglements or whatever, trying to involve me in it. I messaged her and I told her how she needed help and how I was going to pray for her, because there's no reason why you should be so angry at somebody for not wanting to be friends with you after you just went cuckoo crazy on them, threatened to come to their house and beat them up, even though I'm not trying to be petty, but like, how were you going to beat me up?
That's why all those relationships, I really don't care to wish anything bad to them.
Yeah.
Because like
I wish you the best,
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because if I felt this type of way, for you to talk to somebody, to treat somebody bad, to use people, for you to do all this to get from point A to point B, something really had happened in your life for you to treat me like that. And God bless you.
Right. And now thinking about the whole situation, mine and yours, like, I do want to kind of just mention that even you can be done with somebody and still be like, okay, like, I understand why they are the way they are, whether it be the way that they were raised or just situations in their life that may have happened. You can have understanding and you can have fairness, but you don't have to allow someone to continuously treat you like you ain't the baddest person on this earth. Yeah. Relationship wise, like you're not like you're not a good spirit, like you're not just a light in darkness. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. So you can, if you feel the need to explain yourself, you can, but honestly, for your sanity, I would just end it and just block them from everything.
Be talking in circles.
Yeah.
If you and chances are you've already stated this to that person. Why continue to state this? Because then sometimes you just like sometimes you might be in a relationship and you just, every time you ended up explaining, that person apologize, this and that, and they do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Just let it go.
And honestly, like, I don't think we talk about this enough, but when someone is like just being a certain type of way to you, like saying nasty things to you, doing nasty things to you, that's a form of abuse. Yeah. It may not be physical abuse, but it's emotional, it's mental abuse. And I think that's the reason why that's PTSD for me. I don't want to deal with that, because I
definitely got PTSD from friendship.
Yeah, because
and when I say for real, like, I really do, because like I don't know, I
like, you feel yourself getting close to somebody. Yeah, like, no, let me chill.
Yeah. Or like, this person, I don't know, just you feel like, just feel like, oh, this person about to stop fucking with me. They hanging out with somebody else. Just feel because that's how your friends did you in the past. It's just a real messed up situation.
Yeah.
And I, to be honest, I'm surprised I'm being vulnerable like this on camera because I really don't talk about this, friendships like that because it's just, to me, I can do without them because I have trained myself to do without them.
Yeah. And it really sucks not being able to really genuinely trust people, but I've been putting my heart on my sleeve and I've been doing good things and being friends to people and then just not getting
reciprocated.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be my own.
Yeah, so I'll be my own best friend.
I'm gonna be
myself and I.
Yeah,
I'm my own best friend. And yeah, like it's just I don't want to. It's been not even 30. This is 20s.
30. Yeah,
this is 20s. Yeah. This is growing up, and I feel like if you have a good relationship with a good friendship, you should keep that. And it doesn't mean that you guys have to talk every single day because again, life happens. Like with us, you may be going through a storm and you may not be able to reach out to your friend, but always try. And just because our friendships are very important.
They are important. When I say all this, I'm saying this out of trauma.
Yeah.
Believe that. Like,
I'm traumatized.
I'm not just saying like, oh yeah, like I could not see myself telling my children, you don't need no friends, yada yada. No, I wouldn't preach that to them because at the end of the day, you do need friends.
Especially when you're young. Yeah. When you're like in middle school, high school, you're a young adult, your friends are everything. Yeah. They are. And so I would never suggest you not to not be friends or not to have friends. But as for me, myself, and I'm good. I'm good on friends. I mean, maybe who knows, maybe one day I will, be genuinely friends with someone and have a reciprocal relationship and they won't end up doing me dirty or anything like that. But I don't go out nowhere. I work from home. I'm never really have the opportunity to meet new people. So
far the friends that I have are lit. I just don't have no best friends. Mm-hmm. And I ain't looking.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
especially at this time when I got children or husband, I don't want you messing with my, like hurting my children used to seeing you all the time. I don't do that. Yeah. I don't do that. People in and out of my life.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. Especially not when it comes to my kids.
Right. And that goes for any type of relationship. Yeah. I'm not going to let you come in and out of my children's life. Yeah. I don't care who you are. Friend, family. I don't care. If you ain't finna do that. Because that affects children negatively. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I think we kind of talked about how to move on. Just let it go. And then also again, because social media is so prevalent nowadays, and then people have Twitter, people have Instagram, they have stories and stuff like that.
Block them.
Yeah.
Is that what you must
block them?
Block
them and go about your business. And honestly, it'll make you feel a lot better. And then if you have people
even if they not talking mess about you, I would still say block them just so you don't have that energy on your page. Just because you just need to get rid of them for a little while at least. If somebody was going to address you, they would have came to you personally and told you how they felt about you, which is mature. But most people lack maturity to do that.
Right. And I've always told myself, like, people can, like, I remember one time somebody, such and such is talking about you behind your back. And I don't care if they want to say, if they talking behind me to my back, what is that going to do to me? If you have something to say to me, you can say it to my face. And then if you don't have anything to say, then don't talk to me.
If you say it to my face, it could be cordial. Yeah. I don't like you.
I don't like you
have a bad attitude. Okay,
I think you have a bad attitude too.
Yeah.
And move about.
That's it.
Yeah.
But there's no need to be kikiing behind my back. That's what I don't like. Yeah. I don't like that. That's disrespectful.
Or me and you have been friends for so long, and then now you're being friends with somebody who we didn't like, or who used to talk about me, now you're friends with them. Like that is weird energy to me. It's like, so you've been y'all been,
or a person that been talking about me for a long, and I don't even know why this person don't like me. Probably some shit from in elementary. Yes, but you friends with them.
Well, baby, like I said, God bless you. I'm gonna pray for you, and that's it. Honestly, that was kind of a very therapeutic conversation, because even though I've talked about that situation I've talked about it a lot, but it kind of is freeing because I kind of gave my own self advice, like to understand like how that person grew up, because thinking about what they went through, like I understand why they were like maybe not in a happy place at the time, and like now, like
by the grace of God, they probably not acting like that.
Right. And I have no ill intentions towards her. I, don't wish anything bad on her. I hope she's doing great in life. I really do. And if you were to ask 18, 19, 20-year-old me, I would be like, fuck that. Bleep that bleep. And now I'm not like that. I really hope that she's in a good place. And anybody who I've ever been friends with that we're not friends anymore, even if we cut each other off or we just gradually drifted apart, I hope that they're doing great in life. And a lot of my old friends, like I may have them on social media from drifting apart, they're doing great. So, I'm very, happy to see that we grew up into adults. We're still here. And
right, because we couldn't. Look at me about to get to preaching, but we could not be here. So yeah, it was pretty therapeutic.
Mm-hmm. Very. I feel a weight lifted.
Lightness.
Yeah,
that's how I felt when I had the conversation with my husband about it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, you don't remember all that? And I'm like, it kind of reinforced that. Yeah, you're not crazy. Because a lot of times you go through things and you feel like you crazy, like, oh, I'm overreacting. Because people
will push you to that
green light you think that you that didn't happen, even though it literally just happened in front of your face. People play in your face.
And I understand that we're all different people, and something that may negatively affect me may not negatively affect you. But a lot of times people do gaslight you, like again with the jokes. Like, oh, it's just a joke. Like, okay, so it's just a joke, but like you were like, for instance, not saying that nobody ever said this to me, but you said that I'm a nappy-headed bitch or something like that. That's not a joke. You're talking like, how are my looks a joke? And we're supposed to be like, really good friends and stuff like that. Like, even if you like, oh, her hair is messed up, like that's different. Like, oh, like fix your hair. But if you call me a nappy-headed bitch or something like that, that is not a joke. And you're a gaslighter. You're gaslighting me. Like, oh, stop, you're overreacting. Like, no, I'm not overreacting. Like, if you're my friend and something genuinely hurts my feelings and I tell you that I don't like it, you shouldn't continue doing it. You should be, okay, you're right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. If you're my friend. But if you're not my friend, of course, you're going to keep coming up with the jokes. Like, oh, next is like, oh, you black and ugly. Like, okay, again, not a joke, but all right. But anyways, so I hope that we helped somebody out there. Maybe you're going through a situation right now where you are deciding whether or not if your friend is actually your friend or an enemy.
Tell us, by the way, give us examples down below and we'll message back friend or foe. Yeah. This should be fun. Yeah, just give us some examples about what you, and we'll tell you whether to cut them off or not.
Like, oh, such and such did this, blah, 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 blah. Is she my friend or is she my foe? And baby, she's probably your foe. And you should have run. That's a red flag and you should have run. But yeah, so I think that is it for this week's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below with your situations about friend or foe. And yeah, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And until next time, bye.